If you're not yet following me on Twitter or Instagram, would encourage you to do so because we want to involve y'all as much as we can into the show. And Jake Renner got at me on Instagram because I posted yesterday. I said, hey, I want to hear y'all's questions. What are you thinking about when it comes to college football? Answer a few on the show. And Jake Renner asked the question pretty simply, pretty straightforward. What is Quinn Ewers' ceiling at Texas? I think this is a great question because we all know he's got the ability. We'll touch on more on that in a second. But last year, you saw flashes, was dinged up for a little bit, but he had 15 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. The number I want to focus on, 58% completion percentage. So his ceiling, the good news is much higher than that. The unfortunate news is now you kind of have to take a jump to go from where you are right now to getting to your ceiling. So how would he reach it is really where I want to start. He would start by doing the things that are consistent. And that sounds kind of straightforward, but I think that's real. And being consistent means making good decisions and putting the ball where it needs to go. Again, this is boring, this is cliche, but it's getting to the point of how Quinn Ewers is going to capitalize on all of his ability. Because Steve Sarkisian, his offense is built on making quick decisions. It's not novel, it's not unique, but it is specific to the RPO offense. You go to that mesh point, you put that ball out for the running back, you read that defender, whether it's a linebacker, whether it's an edge, whatever it is, and you better know within a nanosecond whether you're giving it, whether you're throwing it. That's how the scheme works. And so consistently making the right decision is going to put the ball in the right people's hands and allow that completion percentage number we talked about, 58%. I think that goes up to at least like 60, maybe 63, 64%. If he's able to do that, good things are going to happen for Texas. Now, in order for him to be consistent, though, there has to be some consistency around him, which is just the beautiful thing about college football and about football in general. You doing your job helps everybody else do their job. And so the other job that needs to be done around Quinn Ewers is Texas needs to run the football. They feel good about the offensive line. They're breaking in some new pieces there in the running back room, but you still feel pretty good about C.J. Baxter and Keelan Robinson and where they stand. But even so, they have to be consistent because going back to that RPO scheme, those passing lanes are going to open up if they're able to run the football. That linebacker, he's going to trigger on that action if you're having success running the football and getting downhill. So when those passing lanes open up, we get to throw the ball out to Xavier Worthy, get to throw the ball out to Jatavian Sanders down the seam, big body tight end that I think could very well be the best tight end in the Big 12. That's when things kind of get rolling. That's a whole new ball game. Because at that point, you get to capitalize on the talent around you. And at that point, Quinn Ewers has most of the playbook to his disposal because they're able to be balanced. And so if he's consistent in his decision-making and he's healthy and he's able to just go back to his ability, then Quinn Ewers kind of starts to get to roll. And to answer the question more directly, what's Quinn Ewers' ceiling at Texas? If everything works out the way that it could and probably should for Texas, offensive line, running back room, wide receiver room, weapons, he will be a top 5 quarterback at the end of the season. And it's not just something where we're looking at his ability when he was in high school and what he was as a recruit and all that. Like, we've seen Quinn Ewers. We've seen this kind of product from him. We've seen him flash and do really good things on the football field many times last year. Now, was it consistent? No, but that's kind of the part of this. Remember how captive we were when he was just dicing up Alabama. Remember looking at Twitter. Remember talking to your buddies, texting your buddies and saying, what is Quinn Ewers doing right now? This dude is the truth. For like 30 seconds, everyone was like, is Texas back? And that's a little bit of a tongue-in-cheek response there because if you've watched the show, you know how we feel about the whole Texas being back conversation. Somewhere in the middle, back, not back, kind of an overrated conversation. But that was how we felt with Quinn Ewers when he was dealing against Alabama. He flashed against one of the best teams in the country and was showing you why he was what he was as a recruit. Go to the game against Oklahoma. I sat down in front of this mic on Sunday morning and I was like, I haven't seen a quarterback like that for Texas since Colt McCoy was out there. That's the kind of ability he possesses. We know he has it under the hood. If you don't think he has the ability, I think you're not looking at what Quinn Ewers did last season. I don't think you're watching him enough if that's what you believe. If he does what he's able to do, if he reaches his ceiling, if he is a top 5 quarterback, for Texas, they're going to be in Jerry World. Now, do they win the game? Whole other conversation. We would break that down when it gets here. But they're going to be able to outscore anybody that they show up against. They're going to be a 40 points a game kind of team, and they're going to be able to maximize their weapons. Because think about it this way. If he's dialed in, there is no possible way for defenses to account for the depth they have in that wide receiver room. I haven't even mentioned Jordan Whittington, who Desi Banks threw a top 10 chain to, which was pretty freaking sick. Maybe Parlay took that picture. I don't know. They have so much talent, you can't double any of them. And if you want to double one of them, well, then another guy has single coverage or not enough attention, and probably big plays are happening. And if they run the football and they try to double somebody else as well while they're running the football, they're going to open up big run game. Like, the whole thing for Texas is they have so many weapons. It's kind of a pick your poison kind of thing. So it all starts with Quinn Ewers making good decisions, being consistent. Heck, staying healthy probably is mixed in there somewhere, but the ability is not the question for Quinn Ewers. It's not. Now, can they do it? That's the other question. But I'm excited to watch. And the beautiful part about college football, man, we are very, very close to getting some answers here very, very soon. Hey, y'all, thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel here to make sure you don't miss an episode of The Hard Count. Also, be sure to check out other videos on the On3 YouTube channel.